So after I'd put all my stuff away last time I worked on this painting, I realized that I'd made a pretty bad mistake. And I kind of tried to fix it without having to spray it again, but I realized I had to spray to fix it. And the mistake was this, that I changed colors just right behind the trees. And then it looks like these leaves and stuff are on these trees instead of in the background. So if I see a mistake on my work, or something I don't feel good about, whether it's true or not, I always try to fix it. And so I sprayed the whole thing again, and I'm just going to try to go over it one more time, kind of quickly, and fix those mistakes. And I really feel bad about it because I got one or two photographs of people's paintings back that had that same mistake. So really, I should have gotten everything back out again right then. But anyway, better late than never. Okay, so if you spray the heck out of it again, like I did, you have to be prepared that you're going to work on the whole thing. So if you get to a point in your painting you really just don't want to work on the whole thing again, then you just have to say, well, whatever. And this, though, probably is the last chance I have. I've sprayed it now. This is the third time. And after that, I think it gets maybe a little iffy. Maybe I could spray it one more time if I had to. Okay, so I got to make it work out this time, or just say, another one for the sketch pad. Yeah, so I'd rather try to push to make it better than to abandon it at this point. So, and also I thought it might be good for you guys. So I'm just sitting here trying to find the right color to use. And I tried to set myself up a little more in front of my painting, so I might end up getting in, whoa, I might end up hitting the camera. I might end up getting in front of it a little more than normal, but we'll see. Okay, so I was thinking, and even though this is like, so many times over it now, I'm still going to start on the sky. I'm starting with something that I was pretty sure would be a little dark. So now I'm going to come back over it with a little bit of a lighter, something lighter blue. Yeah, see, I can tell it doesn't quite feel right, but I really sprayed it heavy. There goes that. All right. Gone until I find it by stepping on it. Okay, so I'm still not feeling perfect about that sky. So I think I might take a risk here and try something else that I'm going to have to unwrap. It's kind of a green. Sometimes like that, nothing would come off. So what I did was this. I tried to rub off the sort of oxidization they get sometimes. This is a pretty old pastel. And that worked fine. It wouldn't go down before, but now that and even though I'm right at the end here, once again, I'm really focusing on my color. So I can't focus on my strokes at the same time, but who knows, maybe I'll just leave it like that. Unclear to me. Okay, so then I thought I'd gotten the clouds maybe a little too yellow, so I just want to come back into them with some pink again. You have to be willing to rep your painting all the way through. If you're not willing to rep it, you need to just move on to something else. And the good thing about repping paintings is that usually you learn something from it, something other than I'm never painting a scene with winter branches again. No, hopefully you're going to learn something besides that. Sad that I still can't make the actual richness of the colors show up on the, it's not perfect yet. Let's try something really weird. Okay. And maybe I'm going to try to put a little more. Wow, that looks so bad on screen. Looks better in real life, but it's kind of it's kind of broken up right now. And then hopefully some of the next things I would do would kind of pull the clouds more together again. Like I got it a little spotty. Okay, and so now I just want to see if I can put something a little darker back in there. Wow. All right, I'll just do this. It's calling to me. So I'm just trying to show a little bit of the shadows on the right-hand side of the clouds. The light is coming from the left in like this. That's really important to keep track of where your light is coming from. And you want to have consistency in that. And that's part of why that when you're really painting outdoors, you just can't paint on the same old thing forever because the light changes. Dang, okay. Yep. And now I am kind of thinking about what I'm doing with my strokes and trying to just kind of make them kind of trying to finish, like finish, not exactly finish, but do something I can live with that I can leave on the surface. And you know, even though I had all those tree things in, they gotta go. So I was kind of hoping maybe, you know, it would, maybe that would kind of, I don't know, do something positive, but I'm not sure it will. So just having to paint over the trees again. Okay, so might be okay for a minute. And then I've got this. So the thing that's nice about spraying is that it doubles your colors. So this might be the same thing I put down before, but it looks much lighter now than it did the first time I used it. Okay, so I want to work on this edge too. Sort of try to soften that and then bring it up again so that the cloud is in front of the sky. Oh, but I think I gotta lighten up my sky somehow. Maybe I should try just like a real green. What the heck? What's the worst that could happen? Not that one. Not you, weirdo. It's sort of got like something scratchy in it. Maybe what I should try, maybe, this is always constant, like maybe this, maybe that. There are those other white clouds in there, so maybe that would make me feel better about the whole sky. Why it doesn't feel right. I'm not going to put the sort of spots of dark cloud in there because, yeah, I just didn't think it looked good. So even though really I just came back to this to work right in here. Yeah, somehow, I don't know how exactly, but somehow it just seems like now I'm stuck in the sky again. All right. Okay, so now I am going to work on this. I think it's okay with color and stuff, but I need it to be in front of the sky. So um, also, William, one thing, one reason maybe I'm working on the sky so long is that almost always the last time over, I work from the back to the front. And that's because of this exactly, is that I need to be sure things that are closer to me are in front of things that are further away. So there's that. And that, I think that looks like it's in front. I kind of wonder though, as it starts to come behind the trees, maybe I should just take a little of that. And I like that color. Knock that down a little bit. And always, if you're having trouble, just go back and really look and see what things look like. Like this cloud is really on top of the one underneath. It's not really blurred into it or anything. It's just like sitting on top there, and then maybe though. So I'm not trying to make it just like it is. I don't, I'm not really. I mean, you can probably tell that from just looking at the painting. But what I'm doing, I'm not making my decisions on, oh, this doesn't look like that. I'm making them much more on what is going to make this look like a good painting? How is this going to make this work? How is this color going to influence this other color? So it's not decisions just based on what the photograph looks like. The decisions are based on what I think will be best for the painting. But when I'm messed up, the best place to get information is not from my head. It's from the photograph or the landscape. So, yeah, thought I was getting off the sky, but no, back to the sky. Let's face it, the sky is kind of the star of this show, so I want it to look good. All right, okay, well, 30 minutes on the sky and 30 minutes is all I was going to give myself. So, okay, so now this, I'm going to see what I can do with this. I really want it to look lit up like that, but I don't know, I'm just, as you know, I'm having a little trouble with that. So I'm going to go ahead and come all the way across here with the same color. And trying to make sure that that doesn't change colors right behind the trees and make it look like there's leaves on the trees. All right, so that's probably too yellow. But whatever I do on this side, I'm going to continue all the way across so I don't make that mistake again. And I did like my little snowfields because that gave a little more idea of what was going on. Okay, so then I'll try something else too, something a little darker in here. So I don't know if you remember, but I talked about how the snow fields, or anytime you have a little field, the front edge of it is kind of jaggedy because you see the trees sticking up in front of it, but then the back edge of it is a little smoother, and that's one way you differentiate between the front and the back of your fields in summer or winter. Yeah, it's just got a lot of pastel on it at this point, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to be able to really actually make it better. Yeah, I feel like these guys just stick out too much, those snow fields. Let's see if I can knock them down a little bit with some violet. All right, so moving right along here. I want this, I think, to be bluer. I was trying to get a sense that there was snow here and there instead of like autumn in Vermont. But, you know, if things really go badly, you can always name it winter in Vermont. I sort of like that better, although it doesn't look like the picture at all. Okay, and then I think that snow needs to be lighter in there too. All right, so probably too light. Let's see what happens next. Let's see what I can do about putting. I don't know. I just picked this up because like I just kind of wanted to. It's like not being able to justify sort of semi-bad behavior. Just kind of wanted it. Let's see what else I can do there too, because it's too light. And too red. Okay, let's see now if I can come back and. Holy cow. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put the trees back in. And like I've had to say so many times lately, it's just really hard for me um, to do this, but also to think about my spacing between my branches. So I'm just going to put them in there, and if the spacing doesn't look good, then I'll work on that in just a minute, but I just can't do everything at once. So part of this was I was hoping the tree limbs would kind of make up for the fact that I use such warm colors there, but we'll just have to wait and see about that story. And I'm just putting them in dark now. I'll add the other things later. I had to put these in so many times now. I'm actually kind of getting better at it, I think. Also, I really just don't want anybody to think these are just really different than paintings I work on by myself. So I just hope you don't think, like, I make mistakes all the time, just saying. And you know, usually when I'm painting outdoors, well, the time comes and the time is over and that's it. And maybe I go back another day, but you know, it's not like I can work on them forever like you can in the studio. So you can just, like, you know, work it to death sort of. So I don't know, this doesn't exactly feel natural in the same way, but I have a big plan of as soon as I can going out and just taking the tripod and stuff and filming and then doing a voiceover. So that's my new plan for this landscapes. All right, so got those babies in. But I still feel like the snow needs to be lighter behind them. So I'm just gonna see if I can do that. And of course, to make the snow lighter behind the trees, I'll pick green. Ha, bet you didn't see that coming. Well, if you thought it was fall before, now you can think this is summer. Okay, so then I'm gonna come over that. So I was kind of hoping I could make this light, but not make it look like light was shining on it. And all the way through your painting, if you're not willing to take risks that could be like wreck it forever, then you better just start another painting, because that means you won't be, you know, you won't be pushing your envelope, you won't be learning new things. You'll just be, I don't know what it would be that you're just doing, copying or settling. I'm not sure. But if you get to the point where you're not willing to wreck it, then you should just start something new, and maybe you'll come back to this one later. I usually don't. I don't know why. I just usually don't. I think I just always rather move on. Okay, so let's just try. And this is such a big expanse of, well, you're messed up, you little pastel. Such a big expanse of emptiness that I just wanted to maybe make it, I don't know, do more than just be a big old white field. Kind of having that same feeling about sand when I'm painting the beach. All right, so still not feeling it with the trees. So maybe if I can't make my snow lighter and make that work out, then maybe I've just got to make my trees a little darker. So it's often enough for me. It's the opposite of what I think. And maybe I've just let that get too dark. Oh, golly. All right, just, someone from Europe checking in about the war. Okay, so maybe I can lighten this up a little bit too. At least behind the trees, maybe that would be good. And wow, I still just feel like I don't have enough light on these hills. Holy cow. At least it's a pretty sound, right? I don't know. I don't think I'm making it better. So it's not always the thing you think. It could easily be the opposite thing. So I keep thinking, oh, I'm just not getting my field light enough, but it just could be really that it's just that my trees aren't dark enough. And maybe I'll try some brown. It's darker, it's warmer, the blue is so cold. It's kind of better. I don't want to use brown everywhere, since I've been known to say multiple times that trees are not brown. Okay, a few little wild strokes that really got away from me there. I liked them, but I don't know if they're helping the situation. And there we go, that seems better now. Okay, so light on those trees up there. That's doing nothing. All right, well, so I'll just stick with this for a minute and then I'll see what else I can do. I kind of lost track of this too. Yeah, right, so I try something even lighter up on the... Just trying, for better or worse, to repeat some of the colors that were in here, in the hopes that that would make the trees look like they were lit up by the same light up here that the trees behind are. Okay. Still too red over here. Catching too much attention as it heads off to the left. Tried to put that tree in that was in the front, but it didn't really make that work. Try again. Nope, I'm not liking that. See if I can put a little more snowish color back in there. All right, and then back to the dang fence. Okay. All right, so. So I think I'm just going to go with 3 there. I'd really like to have, well, maybe I could have 4. I don't want them to be the same on both sides, but I'm also trying not to have them lined up with the tree trunks. Even when I sign my paintings, I try not to like start my signature lined up with something. So like here, I would probably start my signature here, or, you know, and go across, or I'm not sure now where I would actually be able to sign this. But I try not to make the beginning or the end line up with something that's in the background. Yeah, I really hate that. So that's got to go. So you do want to be careful when you're painting. That's what I was saying before about going back to your source. Don't just start self-referencing all the time, just like looking at your own picture and making decisions about it. Like if you're messed up, just go back to your source. And a really funny thing about what I'm doing now is I'm looking at my photograph on the computer screen, but also I can see my painting there. And I swear, sometimes I am just looking at the painting to get like ideas, and that I think that's not good. So I'm just like working, I don't know. Maybe it is good. Maybe it's good that I'm working with the painting there in sight and I'm thinking about ways just to make the painting better and not just focused on the photograph. I don't know. So many things I don't know. Oh, interesting. Some of you guys have done such great jobs on like little doodads sticking out of the snow, and I'm just not sure I want doodads in this painting. Little, I've been really impressed by them though, but I'm not sure. But maybe I'm just like afraid. Who knows? Yeah, so I don't really have any surface now. And I never had the kind of surface I thought I was going to have here. I thought I'd be able to do something really airy and nice, but it just didn't. I'm still not feeling it with this shadow under the trees. I've really been noticing here because we don't have snow like on the ground constantly. So I've really been noticing how much even trees without leaves on them block the snow from hitting the ground. So then that made me kind of look at the shadow and think that maybe, because the shadow is only there, it's not really a cast shadow. It's because it's such a, in the shade down here in general, this shadow is just made by the trees, under the trees there. But how there can be a shadow under the trees because the trees really block the snow even when they have no leaves, so that would also mean they block the light. And I think it just feels more purple in front of the trees. So let's see. Holy cow, can you tell how popular I am? I should have turned on my phone. I just didn't really think about it. All right, I'm gonna make this bigger because I'm just gonna try that because I think it is bigger, but also I just feel like that is too much of that yellow stuff up there. And let's see if I could put some really dark green or something in there. Oops, just move that right off the edge of the table. Oh, and now that I look again, because my attention was drawn here, how sort of straight across that little pink business is. So. All right, so I kind of like that better. And it's just, I mean, the great thing is painting, the great thing is the struggle, right? So fun. Of trying to get the colors, the shapes, the values, just trying to get all that stuff so you can stand to look at it. Or I'm going to try to put those snowfields in again. People are desperate to talk to me. I'd like that a little better. I'm wondering though, I'm just wondering. I'm always wondering. Maybe I went too quick to nothing, you know, from just a, maybe I needed more texture back here, so I'm just going to try that. Not there, of course, that's terrible. Okay, so, oh my gosh. I just don't want you guys copying me and then to have me make big mistakes. That felt really bad. So, copying, not copying. I don't think you're copying me because a lot of you have just done really, I just look at it and I think, holy cow, it's so much better than I did. What is going on? Let's just see if we can make this a little darker, and then that would maybe allow me to be a little darker right in front of it too. So just, you know, increasing the value range here, making that a little darker. Don't want it to end right where the trees start, but and then maybe I can make this a little darker too. So, like, as there is a little shadow on that side of the mountain. I'll just come back here again, see what I can do. I've about hung myself about at the end of my rope here. All right, I'm kind of feeling that a little better. Golly, breaking things so much. It's disintegrating in my hand. Oh, there it goes. All right, golly, okay. I sort of feel like my fence posts are all too much the same. Like this, too much the same color. So now I made them all the same color again. Lovely. And somebody asked me about the wires. So you would only do the wire if you thought it was going to add something. So I don't know. I'm just putting it in with charcoal just so I could see if it. Yeah, you know, I don't think it does anything for it because it's just competitive with that. But maybe I can. Oh, golly. And I have 4, I'm sorry about the golly. It's either that or swear. I have 4, so 1 has got to go. 4 trees, 4 fence posts. Ugh. Look how hard it is to get rid of even that charcoal there. It's always going to be there for one who knows. I do want that taper more out there. Okay, well, at least the wire made me see that mistake. And then, of course, be sure you bury your fence posts in snow. I'm going to knock down that wire a little bit. Okay, so with that guy out there, okay, so this is this big. It's just maybe I could make 1 more here. Well, I am drawing in charcoal again, although it sort of was proven to not cover up very well anyway. And so now these are clearly not the same distance from the edge of the paper. So that's what I wanted to do, make sure these weren't too repetitive. Right there. All right, I'm going to call it quits. It definitely fixed the one thing that was bugging me so much. I don't know, I'll just do a few more branches with my charcoal. Oh, yeah. So like everything, this takes practice. So I haven't done this very much where I did these trees in winter because like I say, I've always been kind of like, I'm thinking the word here might be afraid how they would go. So this is charcoal. That's not really a good idea because when you leave charcoal on the top of your painting, it has a tendency to dust off. But all right, so I do that, then I feel I have to do the snow in front of that. Oh, golly, that was kind of a mistake, but I kind of like that better. Accidentally, my pastel went right over that shadow line. Back to the sky one more time, just one more time. I just feel like I cannot make this look like it should. Like it's in front. Sort of wanted it to feel like it was pushing your eye over here. Oh, maybe it's just, maybe it needs something else. Maybe something completely different. I really do love this place right under here. I can't point and have you see what I'm pointing at on the photograph. So, but I do love this place where it looks like these clouds are underneath. This darker cloud on top. And I don't know, maybe I should try putting back in that little sky business. Wow, it's hard to get that wispy look on clouds. Was that right in the middle? That's right in the middle. I'm going to shorten that one, I think, too. So I guess you could say right now what I'm doing is, God knows what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be stopping, but somehow I'm not. I'm just going around, see, like this is just a giant blob now. Going around and looking for those little things of where, oh, this lines up too much with that, and all right, now I have to come back over with this one. If I was ever going to use my finger very much, it's in these clouds. You just don't want to get to just do too much of it. It just it's very seductive. You start using your finger to make things look better, and then, or what you think looks better, and then the next thing you know, you've used it everywhere. Wow, okay. So it's really funny to me is that I had goals when I set out here today, which was really to correct that one mistake. But compared to how much time I've spent on everything else, that was a really short amount of time. So I don't know what that means. I just want to get this light enough. Now that I've got them in there, I kind of really want them. But I think I have just too much pastel on. Wow, going back to that green. So see, now I'm really at this point where if I wanted to work on it more, I'd have to spray it again. And I know that I know that's not going to work. So, because I don't know, there's just no fixative like there used to be. I can't believe I'm one of those old codgers now that talks about how you used to could do this and used to could do that. But yeah, I just want this to be as smooth. Oh, that was kind of good. Let's see if I just roll this over too. So see, I'll just beat a dead horse as long as I can think I can make it better. That's why I can't seem to finish my oil paintings in some sort of a timely manner. They just go on forever, so if this could go on forever, I probably would go on forever too. I hate the color of my sky. I hate the blue part. Okay, so now I just had an idea. Maybe the part that's just blue, I'm going to try to make a little flatter. And then I'll come back and see if I can make those clouds look more. Oh, must be time to quit. The computer is shut down again. I still hate that too. All right. I know I have the snow quite a bit lighter than it is in the photographs, so I'm just going to let that go. All right, so remember, only be inspired by the good things I do and try to avoid the mistakes I make. So don't just, that's why if you're going to copy or use somebody else's artwork as your reference, be sure you pick the best painters, so that what you're learning from it is not bad things. All right, thank you.